It's STEAM time. It's STEAM time. It's STEAM time. Hey, hey. It's STEAM time. It's STEAM time. It's STEAM time. Hey, hey, hey. Hiya, buddy. Are you having fun making music? You sound great. How did you learn to play?
I learned to play by coding.
Coding? No way! That's exactly what I plan on teaching our STEAM scholars today. Will you help me?
Of course! Are you ready to explore?
Do you hear what I hear? To begin, we will start by going over the design process, followed by saying what STEAM stands for. The design process is something we as engineers and scientists will use every time we create or do an experiment. Feel free to say each step with me. With any project, we are going to A. Ask, what is the problem or what am I trying to create or solve? B. Brainstorm, how can I solve or make what I'm trying to create? C. Collect information, data, or use prior knowledge to help you create. D. Develop, start creating your project. E. Evaluate, what works, what doesn't work, and what can I do to make it better? And finally, F. Fine-tune, I will try again until my design is where I want it to be. STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Great job. It is student question box time, where we want to hear from you. So today's questions read, what is coding? And how is coding a part of STEAM? We will explore these questions and more throughout this unit. Let's explore. Coding is a list of step-by-step instructions. Simple? Let's test it out. Get out your design process notebooks and a pencil. Open your design process notebook to the next available page. Use your pencil to draw a big circle in the middle of your paper. Now, use your pencil to draw a smaller circle on the top left side of the inside of your big circle. Next, use your pencil to draw another smaller circle on the top right side of the inside of your circle. Now, take your pencil and draw a medium curved line, like a sideways half moon, a little lower than the halfway mark in the inside of your bigger circle. Look at your drawing. Did you get a smiley face or maybe a frowny face? Great job. That's what coding is all about, a list of step-by-step instructions. The person who gives or writes the step-by-step instructions is called a coder. Coders take one big problem and break it into several smaller ones. Like our example from earlier, our big problem was for me to get you guys to draw a face with a smile or frown. I broke that problem down and gave you several step-by-step instructions to answer the big problem. Now, it's your turn to try with today's challenge project. But before we begin, let's go over a few more things we need to know before we start coding. First, you must be specific. Make sure you give enough detail to your instructions. Second, you will want to put and keep your steps in order by sequencing. If you want to repeat a step, you can do so by creating a loop. Before you begin coding, you will want to sort out your materials by color or size. After you finish sorting, you will want to assign code values. Code values explain what the materials mean. Code values such as a red block can mean to draw, and a blue block can mean to color. What are some ways you think you have experienced coding at school? Sensational ideas, STEAM scholars! One big way I thought of was when your teacher gives you directions on how to play a new game or how to do an activity. Now that you know a little more about coding, I think it may be time for a challenge. Are you ready? Let's code. Our challenge for this project today is to code with Legos to then make music with the instruments you made last week. You will only need your instruments today to practice. You will use the design process and what you learned today to design your code. Next week, when we meet virtually, we will make music with the code design we created today. I hope you are as excited as I am and ready to become an engineer, an inventor, mathematician, and artist, as this is where we find out how coding is a part of STEAM. Did you know that musicians use coding too? A musician is a person who plays a musical instrument, especially as a profession, or is musically talented. To play a song, they read musical notes that are located on a staff. Musical notes such as a whole note equals 4 beats. A half note equals 2 beats. A dotted half note equals 3 beats. A quarter note equals 1 beat. And rest means to pause or a moment of silence in music. These notes are used to make music we hear in our favorite songs today. So for this project, you will need Legos, a pencil, and your design process notebook. So step 1, take time to ask yourself, how would you like to code the sound for your instruments? Step 2, brainstorm. What color, size, and how many Legos you would like to use and what each size and color will mean. Draw or write about it in your design process notebook. Think about how many Legos. I would suggest using no more than 3 to 4 different Lego styles, with 9 to 10 Legos total. Remember to collect and use the information we learned today to help you with your creation. D, develop. Start creating your project. So once you have your Legos, start sorting the Legos by color. So all my yellows, my reds, and my whites. In your design process notebook, you are going to draw your different Legos, the color, the size, and the meaning of that Lego. So here's an example. My red yellow block will equal a quarter note, which is 1 beat. My yellow Lego block will be my half note for 2 beats. And my white Lego block will equal a whole note, which is 4 beats. Make sure you keep this coding map to use for next week's project. Put your Legos together in a coding sequence. I'm going to do the coding sequence above, which is red, yellow, and white. Then I am going to add a loop, which means to repeat, by putting the same sequence together with my Legos for the number of times I want the sequence repeated. So I want it to be repeated 3 times. So I'm gonna use red, yellow, and white. And then I'm gonna do the same exact thing. Red, yellow, and white. As you can see, I want this sequence repeated 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now I will switch it up just a little and end with white, yellow, and red. I'm gonna put my white in the middle. Using the instrument you made last week, take time to evaluate your project by testing out your coding sequence. So, my coding sequence is, my white one was 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. My red one was 1 beat. 1. And my yellow block was a half note, which is 2 beats. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2. And then I would repeat it 3 times. And then I would end with 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Next and finally, you will fine tune and keep trying until your design is where you want it to be. Take time to think about if this is how you want your music to sound. Do you need to add or take away anything from your sequence? That is all for today's STEAM Scholars. Today, we explored coding. I hope you enjoyed becoming an engineer, artist, mathematician, inventor, and a coder, as coding is a part of STEAM. Please keep your instruments in coding math, as we will use them for our last project. Next week, we will meet on Google Meet or Zoom and make music where you and your friends can test out one another's coding map. For now, your teacher is going to read how to code a sandcastle to help you learn more about coding. Don't forget to go over your STEAM career cards. Until next time, my STEAM Scholars, be great and keep exploring. Bye-bye.